monster. Alright. Thorax it is. God damn, I'm gonna be slow. Not that weapon, though. Alright, so we're gonna be playing as Thorax. So this game is... There we go, shovel. Actually, that might work out well for us here. So this game is Cavern Kings. Cavern Kings, a lot of fun. Kind of hard. I haven't played Thorax since the very first time I unlocked him, considering how goddamn slow he is. But, you know what? It's probably a good time to try. So, I've got a thing to admit here. Oh, shoot. I don't have my gun. This might take a while. I'm committed. I'm absolutely committed. Let's just hope the ceiling doesn't come down to kill me. Alright, wow. Growth battery already. Alright, so the reason why I'm actually pretty okay... Yep. I'm pretty okay with getting the shovel on Thorax. We can use it to propel ourselves in a direction. Specifically, sideways. Alright, there we go. Got it. This is going to help us with some amount of locomotion. Maybe not exactly all the time, and in the best ways, but you know what? Whatever. But, yeah, no. After playing, like, what, 2 hours of freaking Darkest Dungeon, this is kind of cakewalk for me. At least in terms of, like, stress and whatever. God damn, that game was good. But, anyway, I said I had a thing to talk about. I don't want to get hit by that. I want to go for this business. Oh, shoot. That's not a silver chest. Is it? No, it's not. Well, instead we get double up on regular chest. Or, not even a chest. My bad. Boxes. But, so, thing I realized recently is I can no longer listen to OC Remix Radio. Unfortunately. Because it turns out that I can't actually monetize anything related to OC Remix. And at this point, I'm actually using the ad revenue from all of the ads that I put on my YouTube videos to pay for all the games that I play. So I actually was able to afford Darkest Dungeon as a result of ad revenue. Mainly from buying, shoot, what was it called? Armello. So that's pretty awesome for me. So that means this hobby is going to get significantly less expensive very quickly. But, unfortunately, cannot listen to that anymore, which is a shame. So I've found some alternate ones for the time being, and I'll probably look into getting some more music shortly, because I guess really this is the only game that I can't listen to the music for, just because the sound effects get brutal. But, so, let's see. So is the game development on this one over? No. As far as I can tell, they're still developing this game. I haven't seen when the last patch was, so I assume they're still working on stuff, because it says Steam Early Access when I look at the page. I just assume it's going to take a while before it's done, and development might be a little bit slow. I mean, the game is mostly complete at this point, but either way. Do I have a day job? Nope. I do not. Like one. I've applied to so many jobs. Unfortunately, as a game artist that has like no name in the field, save for working for freaking Nickelodeon of all places, it doesn't give me a whole lot of like perks in the industry, such as knowing people or, you know, having a portfolio I can use. Like, if I used all of the artwork from the games I worked on at Nickelodeon, you would get just a bunch of really sad, just retoolings of various SpongeBob pictures. I have nothing usable from my entire time there. I was cobbling together a new portfolio to show off, like, here's my actual professional work, and then I realized, nope, I have nothing. So my entire portfolio is actually decent enough, just I have no usable work experience, and boy does that matter, or contacts. But that's why I'm going to PAX, and that's kind of why I do the Let's Play thing. And I'm also going to look into, like, freelancing at game dev, game dev, stuff like that. Because that seems like it would be a good idea to do in the future. But, like, as it stands, I've actually spent a lot of my time recently just kind of working on personal projects. Because, I mean, the nice thing is I'm not super old, so living in my parents, literally, I am the stereotypical gamer nerd. I live in my goddamn parents' basement. Because it's warm down here. But yeah, no, I live in my parents' basement. I'm not even that ashamed about it. It's just kind of a weird irony in life that I never really thought, like, I'd go through this, but at the same time, I don't really mind either, because it's letting me focus a lot on my artwork and a lot on YouTube. And unfortunately, like, it's not a guarantee that I'll ever particularly make it in YouTube, but I'm definitely getting there, so on some base level, I'm spending a lot of my time focusing on that, purely because I know if I can get this going to at least a fair degree, by the time that I actually do get a particularly solid day job, then this is just going to grow fairly organically without me having to do as much work. Because, man, when you're just starting out, you need to do all sorts of stuff. Whereas at this point, like, I got a comment today on a series that I did 7 months ago, something like that. It was insane. And I'm very happy about this, because that means people are still watching my videos, and they're actually still relevant, you know, months afterwards. Whereas usually when you're, like, a super small YouTuber, the moment, like, you try covering an oldish type game, you ain't gonna get anything. Actually, shoot, is he here? No, he's not. There's a viewer on the stream called Retno, who apparently found me as a result of Kingdoms of Amalur. I was floored, because nobody watched that as far as I was concerned. I should actually go back and see, you know, the metrics on that one. Probably look into getting some adequate tags. I need to go. Okay, I was very, very focused on killing that guy, and I really did not think about, well, getting insta-killed, but either way, yeah, no. I have a room at my parents' house. I'm not really embarrassed about it. I think my only embarrassment is I would really like to pay for, like, absurd internet, and my parents are, like, hella stingy people. But, yeah, it's not the end of the world. Actually, the nice thing about being home is, my entire family is fairly vegetarian. I've lost, like, 20 pounds since coming back here in the span of, what, 4 months? That is really good, especially for somebody that sits on their ass all day playing video games. I guess working for UPS for a little while helped too, but, I don't know. The other nice thing is I worked at my previous workplace long enough that I had a fair amount of unemployment to work off of. Of course, the temptation of just being handed, you know, free money on a weekly basis is, I want to buy a PS4. I could totally afford a PS4. I probably should not buy a PS4. But now that Bloodborne's coming out, I think the temptation is going to take over. Like, originally, if Destiny had turned out to be, like, an actually good game, I would have absolutely bought that. With you know, free money, effectively. But since Destiny didn't get the greatest of reviews, I figured I'd wait on that one a little bit. Holy crap, this might actually be fairly doable. So, what I'm noticing with Thorax here, that I didn't really notice before, Thorax doesn't get knocked back at all. So, you know the usual, like, dangers of playing this game where you just get, like, utterly brutalized by crazy knockback? Not gonna be a problem here. Do wish I had a long-range weapon, though, because freaking the nail gun is not going to cut it. But I guess once we get enough missiles, it's not going to be a big deal. Either way, let's actually pay attention to chat when I can. Let's see. But, like, honestly, I don't really regret my position. I guess the real other regret that I have is, like, purely, I am engaged, and it's kind of awkward to be engaged to be married and living with your parents. That is not a good situation to be in, but I did get engaged young, so I'm not particularly bemoaning that fate. Shell is a little bit, but that's because Shell, I don't know, Shell's impatient. Shell wants a house. Freaking who gets a house at 24? Oh, wait, no, never mind. I actually know the answers to these problems. First and foremost, I'm like I'm not going to say a mellow dude, but I am not hasty about anything. So if it's like a long-term project that I'm working on, I will do it, and I will not complain about it. But poor Shell, all of her friends are married at this point, or like super single. But so they're pretty married, and they have houses, and so Shell's feeling kind of like the odd duckling compared to all of her friends, which I can sympathize with. Okay, that was a lot of explosions. I'm not going to be able to get that health up there. That's okay, I got this thing instead. Randomly flings a grenade that stuns enemies. Oh. Let's see. Okay, and off we go. Lots of health. Perfect. Yeah, wow, I have 238 health already. So, fun fact, apparently Thorax also gains extra health. I did not realize. Okay, suddenly this character seems a lot more usable. Then... neat. Alright. But, yeah. Oh. And the other reason why I'm feeling like YouTube is actually fairly possible is because the feedback I get on doing this is super positive, like, all the time. I'm just gonna kind of be ranting about stuff, and I'm sorry that I don't get to pay as much attention to chat as I'd like to. Unfortunately, I kind of have to keep my eyes on the game just so I don't murder myself or fall down holes. But, let's see. But so, like, in terms of positivity and stuff, every once in a while I get, like, a negative comment. And recently I was actually playing Armello, and I should probably actually do a public apology in the middle of this, but somebody, you know, made a comment that kind of pissed me off, and it was just kind of one of those where it's like, you know, you need to look up these strats beforehand. And I know it was kind of pissing some people off when I was playing Darkest Dungeon, but at the same time, I really don't like looking things up. I actually have way more fun. Even if I'm failing, I have way more fun learning a game from scratch. And part of it actually has to do with, the more I learn from, like, one game, the more I learn for others. So, you know, it's just good habits as far as, like, learning games and stuff. And so, like, for example, Cavern Kings. I'm fairly good at games like Cavern Kings and, I guess, Ziggurat. I'm good at Ziggurat because I learned from Tower of Guns. I'm good at Fancy Skulls because I learned from Tower of Guns. And, of course, if I looked all this stuff up, I'd probably still be fairly adequate, but I don't feel like I'd have the same level of, like, personal skill that I get in there. So, maybe within a week or two, Darkest Dungeon is pretty much going to be no challenge for me. No, that's super generous. Even for me and my massive ego. Well, let's see. But, I don't know. It's always an interesting situation with that one. But so, God, that's like my default. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. But anyway, so I was playing Armello, and somebody told me to, you know, read up on strats and stuff. So I'm actually doing them the right way. And I actually kind of ranted about that. I soapboxed in the middle of an episode, which is not something... I mean, I soapbox all the time, but I never want to directly soapbox at people. Or as a result of people. I don't want to call people out generally, just because it makes me feel kind of bad. Because I want to be fairly positive about everything, because I'm a positive dude. And so apart from, like, a couple of comments like that every once in a while, there's almost no negativity that I ever have to deal with. And that makes me really happy to, like, do this. Because I hear from a lot of people, I know a lot of people that just get just infinite amounts of shit for existing. As a YouTuber, like, you guys watching this probably have never heard of the YouTuber, Rude Onion. She's like twice as large as me, maybe 3 times. I haven't looked at her channel recently. But so she won a microphone in I think it was an Assassin's Creed type contest? I'm not entirely sure. But so she won a microphone, and she was one of the only female contestants. So a lot of people started giving her shit because she won because she was a girl. And it's not a good thing. That, you know, she got shit for it, but they never really stopped. You know, the people that were harassing her have just been harassing her. Actually, I can kill this guy. Come on. There we go. But so people have been harassing her for quite a while. As a result, holy crap, this entire level's gone in a matter of seconds. Nice. But so people have been harassing her for ages, and so even when she, like, posts on Reddit, for example, she gets a fair amount of hate, which is super depressing because she's a decent person. But she's just attracted this much flack to begin with. I'm glad I have that extra jump and all of this extra health. Like, holy crap, I am tough. Oh god, I don't even... Oh, deuces. All right, let's try that again. That was way too short of a run. Yeah, that was absolutely way too short. Please give me the... Yeah, I can deal with the shovel, considering the knockback isn't super substantial. I just really want the drill cannon. I haven't had the drill cannon in quite a while. But, yeah, and honestly, I don't mind people backseating me. And it's rare that it's rare that I will outright tell people not to backseat on me. Nope, we're not doing this one. It's rare that I will do that just because I truly do like tips and stuff. It's really fun to... Actually, you know what? Thorax might be able to do the Power Fist well. But, and so in the case of Darkest Dungeon, the only reason why I didn't want to is because it was brutally difficult. When I was playing Dark Souls, I didn't want anybody to tell me how to do it because I wanted to learn on my own, and I did, and it was fun. Let's see. But, no, I've just been very happy with, like, the positivity. Before, I'm switching topics back and forth because I'm realizing there's still stuff I want to say. God damn it, it's still the TNT cannon. really wish they had weapon selection in this game. Alright, let's try Power Fist. Let's see what happens. No. No, we're not Power Fisting. I do not like the Power Fist. It was kind of fun the first episode I did with it, but then after that, not a big deal. But, like, I don't know. I like learning. I like learning. As I go, like, backseating is totally an okay thing, because I know. I'm just gonna keep going until I get the ideal combo here. This is, like, the shittiest. But so, back to my topic about, like, positivity and stuff. So people have been positive about my channel. I've already said this, like, 3 times now. But, in comparison to other people, especially. But so, I don't know... close enough. I don't know if people, watching the stream or this YouTube video saw the podcast I put up the other day. I didn't get a whole lot of views on my channel. Wow. Really? Right off the bat. Alright. Can't complain about that. But didn't get too many views on my channel, but I didn't really care. Like, I don't really care. It's just kind of a thing. It's just kind of a fun thing for me to do, regardless of the situation. But so, I put it up in... Well, the podcast went up in 5 different places. It went up on my channel, on Geek Remix, on Downright D-Pad, and Meat Cake Productions. And so, on all of them, everybody's personal channels got, like, fairly positive reactions from people. And then I put it on the Let's Play subreddit private channel. Not exactly private channel, but, like, purely for subreddit-related issues. And what ended up happening was just, I think looking at the video now, it's got like 40 likes and 20-something dislikes. Holy shit, that's a lot of gems. Give me the money. But so, just the weird amount of negativity that I've run into. And the weird part is, most of the people that, actually, the only people that watch that video on that channel are Let's Players. And so, for me, being a Let's Player, I don't dislike videos unless it's specifically bad, or offends me in some way. And so, you know, somebody putting these dislikes on this video means one of 2 things. It was either atrocious, which I doubt, or, maybe that's my ego speaking, but still, either it was absolutely atrocious to people, or my bet is, in a lot of cases, it's just that they're not nice people. And it's kind of an interesting thing to run into, because with my YouTube channel, I haven't run into particularly nasty people. And eventually, I'm probably going to have quite a lot of them, and they're going to be quite loud, and they're going to be quite annoying. And some amount of me is going to be really sad when that happens. I know Total Biscuit, for example, who has a fairly decent audience, some of the times. Oh, god damn it. That was a bad situation. Unfortunately, this character, like, this is why I wanted the drill cannon. I feel like I'm just hucking frisbees at it, I don't know, at a UFO and hoping it's going to take it down. But so Total Biscuit has, like, a kind of okay fan base. Like, at this point, the PC Master Race subreddit has pretty much just become his, like, official discussion zone, which is ridiculous, but it kind of works. And his fan base is generally fairly reasonable about things. And the fact that the guy saw the wisdom in... this is probably a terrible idea. Yep, no, that didn't give me anything. Nuts. But disabling all contents. And I promise I will never do that unless I'm, like, so big that people are just, like, absolutely just horrifying. And just there's nothing redeemable about chat. But somebody recently presented the idea to me that just you only whitelist the good people. And that seems like a perfectly good idea. But some amount of me is going to be really sad when I get to the point where I have to do that. Simply to have a good comment section on my YouTube channel. Because I'm not going to say I'm a bastion of positivity. I can be super negative about things. But I prefer to be as positive of an environment as possible. Just being me and, you know, having a channel. And I know that sounds like super sappy. Oh, shoot, I don't have triple jump anymore. Oh, crap, that's a big ol' health pickup I want, and it is gone. Damn it. Oh, well, not the end of the world. Let's see if I can get this one. That guy did not want to die. But, oh, not the end of the world, because I can just keep going down. And he's got, yeah, pitiful amounts of health. Oh, well. But, so as far as, like, this specific channel for the podcast that put it up on, and just all of the negativity that was kind of outpouring as a result. It was kind of weird and telling for me, because I'm actually pretty hands-off as far as the community goes, just because I have to be the bad guy a lot of the time, so I try and be, like, super positive the rest of the time, because you really don't want to be, like, the community Nazi that bans people or removes people or tells people they can't talk about boobs or whatever, because that's happened before. I've told somebody specifically they could not talk about boobs on the subreddit anymore because they were being too sexist. I mean, go figure. It happens, especially when you're talking about, you know, girls on the internet. But it was a very depressing conversation to have because the person didn't really understand that he was being horribly misogynistic. But I get the feeling that that kind of person just kind of, I don't know. There are a lot more of them on the internet than I thought. I think part of the problem is with YouTubing in general, there's a huge amount of ego. And so I think for a number of the people on the podcast, I think somebody mentioned, yeah, Pigman mentioned that they were just flat out jealous. And, you know, Satari mentioned that they were judgmental. And I think it's kind of a weird combination of, like, the ego of being a YouTuber, the jealousness of not being on the podcast and not being recognized for your own successes, and, like, stuff like that. And I mentioned this specifically on the podcast, that I'd been talking to Splattercat Gaming. I don't talk to him very often, so don't think I have a direct line to the dude. I technically do with Blitzkriegsler, but I really don't want to... I don't want to... God, I'm name-dropping left and right. But it's like, being the small guy, really don't want to use any of my Hello. I don't want to use or abuse any of my name connections here, or, like, my contacts and stuff. But, like, Splattercat specifically wants to, well, doesn't hang out on the community anymore because the negativity was resulting in negative metrics on his on his views, but, like, people would actively come to my community to dislike people. Not dislike people, but, like, they would go on their YouTube videos and just dislike any and all of them. And it was ridiculous, because it's like, why would you do this? You don't want dislikes on your video. Why would you do this to anybody else? And yet, it seems like the weirdly reasonable response for these people. I've never been able to understand this one particularly well. Really wish the targeting line on the saw blade launcher would actually show me the trajectory in which it was going to go. But, I don't know. It's interesting. Getting my ass kicked. And comments are still talking about me dicking around in Darkest Dungeon. Wow. I guess it makes sense. I'm probably going to practice that and farm a little bit before I play again, just so I truly know what I'm doing. The problem is, for me to learn, I'd have to watch somebody else play, and I really don't like doing that anymore. I like going into everything largely fresh, because this way my commentary is unique. Like, Wander Rages and stuff. But, I don't know. It's just kind of an interesting little issue with, like, people being weirdly nasty. I can never really understand why anybody would be super nasty about anything. Hello, I need more of those. Clusters of iron are awesome with the saw blades. Let's see if my computer gets, like, super screwed up here. Oh. God, I even swim poorly. I guess it kind of makes sense that my swim speed would be negatively impacted. Weird. Oh, well, let's just stretch a little bit. I got super stiff after the previous session. I don't play a whole lot of, like, super stressful games. At least, like, Darkest Dungeon is extraordinarily, well, it's very slow, actually. I did not think it was going to be as slow as it was, but it was very slow. But actually, playing Darkest Dungeon gave me some ideas as far as... Ow. Let's grab that health and then get out of there. So, might as well talk about this a little bit. Hello, extra jumps. So, I want to make a game. However, I have no experience in 3D. So, to some degree, I'm a little bit concerned about making a game in 3D at all, simply because I wouldn't know what I'd be doing, and that'd be problematic. Hey, it's C4, fuck you. I can say that for certain because I've gone back to review footage, and apparently C4 is, like, hands down the #1 reason why I lose half of my runs in this game at this point. So I'm just not going to pick that up, if I can avoid it. Well, either way. But, no, I don't know. back to the dislike system. I know why YouTube has it to a degree, and like the weird part is, if oh right, I don't have to wait for the drill or anything. I was just waiting for enemies to spawn. But the weird thing about the YouTube rating system is dislikes actually help a channel. They show audience engagement, and so the way YouTube handles it is, I think comments are worth more. Shares are worth a lot. But like the more comments, likes, shares, whatever you can get on a video, the higher it's going to rank as far as like search rating goes. And this might be a little bit too behind the scenes for some people, but I figure I might as well talk about it just because it's kind of relevant. But so, god damn it. But so in the case of, say, a bunch of dislikes, yeah, they're not worth as much as a like, but they actually do rank you higher because it means somebody cared about this video enough to leave a dislike on it. And of course a lot of people don't realize this either, but it's just kind of this like weird, it's almost like, you know when you were a kid and there's the whole like, I am rubber, you are glue, whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you? The weird thing is that's literally the case here. And I find this just utterly hilarious in certain cases that, you know, dislikes specifically help you. Like that just seems like such a odd concept, but it's in fact truth. Alright, I'm gonna get those missiles, take a little bit of damage for it, but weirdly enough, this character just tanks. Well, it's not super weird, but can't believe I'm actually liking an ice level here. So I'm not knocking myself around substantially, so I can actually use the sliding as functional locomotion, which is nuts. I'm taking some hits though. I haven't gotten a whole lot of healing items here. Actually, I don't think I've gotten any. But yeah, dislikes are kind of a weird version of not exactly constructive criticism, but like the reason why YouTube does this, and you'd think, you know, in a reasonable world, dislikes would lower the video because people didn't like it. The reality of this situation is, God, I'm taking a lot of damage. Please give me a healing item. That's not a healing item. YouTube doesn't really care about the content it puts out so much as it cares that people are watching it. And so, ooh, Toxic Flask, come on, get it, you slow little person. Okay, there we go. That's at least some damage. We need health, though. Hey, too. But so YouTube doesn't actually care if... Ow. Deuces. Not a good situation to be in. YouTube doesn't care if people don't like the video. So Rebecca's Black Friday actually got a huge boost from everybody disliking it left and right because people were watching it. Not just because of the views, but because people actually cared enough to, you know, bother. So, and the reason for this is ad revenue. YouTube makes way more money by doing this. And so, this is part of the reason why it's like super hard to even become a YouTuber at all. Because normally, you'd think in a perfect world, good content gets noticed. However, you know, there are a lot of metrics that go into it. You know, having a larger fan base is how you get those larger metrics. Alright, there's one. I'm not going to be able to get that health. Don't think I need it. Okay, well, hey, we get sort of a healing item. I'm going to take all of you guys out. We're doing okay. I really hope I can get a Heart of Belial somewhere along the way here, because we're not getting shit. Actually, if I can get some Vampire's Blood, that'd be great. But, let's see. But, so... as far as like growing a YouTube channel goes, you really either need to get lucky or whatever, because YouTube will never bother to promote smaller channels. So I guess it just kind of all goes hand in hand of like, no matter what, even if it's good content, YouTube would rather just have PewDiePie videos get more views because they're worth more. And that's ridiculous. I know that's like a super roundabout weird rant that I really should leave for a podcast so I can actually discuss with people, but you know what? I don't know. It was on the mind, and I ramble like crazy. Seriously, for quite a while, actually, I was going to be the rambling YouTuber or something like that, and honestly, I think that's like my literal title that you could probably use as far as like Wanderbot goes, but who cares? Off we go. I know a lot of people hate on PewDiePie, and like to a degree, I have zero interest in his content. But at the same time, part of the problem is PewDiePie is not for you. I'm just gonna say that flat out. PewDiePie is not for you. PewDiePie is not for me. PewDiePie is for preteen people that like screaming. Like, it's very childish content for childish people because that's what they enjoy. I was doing some kind of weird viewer metrics data gathering recently, and I found out actually that swearing a lot in your videos will actually net you more younger people. But only from the male demographic. It's not super useful for drawing much of a female audience. Go figure, I guess. So in my case, swearing a bunch actually drives away, you know, a potential female audience. However, there's a weird cap that if you're playing fairly juvenile stuff, and there's a lot of, I mean, if you're effectively PewDiePie, you're pretty much appealing purely to, you know, 12-year-olds. 12 to, I don't know, 15, 16, somewhere in there? Kind of hard to tell. I haven't seen his analytics, so I can't really comment fully on that. God, I'd love to see his analytics. There's probably so much in there for, like, somebody to learn. And then, you know, probably get drunk over. Let's go around the slow way. But I don't swear a lot, but I swear an amount. I will swear when something bad goes wrong. I swear a lot during Vagante, actually. Vagante and Darkest Dungeon is definitely going to be in there too. I'm going to swear a fair amount during that game. Speaking of, I need to remember, actually reskin a Crusader. So I can actually be the Crusader bot. You die. Okay. But, like, I know a lot of people hate on PewDiePie, and I totally understand that. It's like, why would you watch, say, freaking, I don't know. I guess it kind of goes hand in hand with why I don't like SpongeBob. It's not aimed at me. Of course, I have, like, horrifying experiences related with SpongeBob. But apart from that, like, I never really liked it even before I got the job. Let's just go around this way. But, I don't know. I'm not going to say the guy deserves, like, undue hatred, but it's just one of those where it's like, it's always interesting watching people hate on the guy so much when it's like, you know, I don't know. Interesting. PewDiePie is the Justin Bieber of Let's Playing. That's ridiculous, but that's absolutely the case. Slightly foreign, attractive, appeals to the preteen crowd. Down we go. God, I should stop talking about this. This is driving me insane. Though, one last thing to say about the guy, just because I do have to say one thing. So, most of you probably don't know who Slow Beef is. Slow Beef is the father of Let's Play. Effectively, there was like a Japanese dude that came before, but nobody heard about him. So Slow Beef was the first person to ever do a video Let's Play. And he was pretty heavy into the text LP scene even before that. So you can attribute a lot of what, you know, you see here kind of to his contributions to the industry. Freaking, I don't know. Wow, there's a goddamn lot of things around here. Really wish I had the drill cannon for this. Oh well, not the end of the world. Shower me with shinies. But so Slow Beef really loves Dark Souls. And Slow Beef decided to watch every single Dark Souls series that he could find on the first, I want to say 50 pages of, holy crap, first 50 pages of YouTube, give or take. Most of the really, really large Let's Players and stuff. And so he had a lot of insights. Like, they're truly focused on Dark Souls Let's Players. He said ranked fairly high. Just in his opinion. But of all of the people that you would not expect, PewDiePie actually ranked the highest on his opinion. And I was inclined to agree with him once I saw, like, his research. But PewDiePie's weird, you know, keyed for a PewDiePie audience Let's Play actually ended up being better because it was so much more digestible than regular Dark Souls content. And it was such a weird thing to me. Because, oh shit, there was a chest in there. I got blown up. But, no, I know Slow Beef is, like, against saying he came up with Let's Playing, but he did it. He just has to deal with it. I know, like, he didn't popularize it at all. He just started it. I'd say, like, Chugga Conroy probably has done more for Let's Playing than Slow Beef has. But that's okay, too. God. I need to watch more Chugga Conroy. Unfortunately, I always forget to, because he doesn't put thumbnails on his videos. And I get really lazy about that, because I'm a really shallow person. Holy shit, gems. That Neo also just started playing a lot of Xenoblade, which I refuse to watch any Let's Plays on, because that game is fantastic, and I want to Let's Play it myself. Anyway, I feel like I'm reaching imminent death, so let's keep going down. But no, there's the question about how many double melees can you have? There's no limit. There's no cap on the number of items you can have. I believe, actually, you can keep looping around, so you have more shovels, like, looping around you, like, you get a second circle, because they don't go in a fully concentric way, so you can start stacking them on top of each other. However, the chances of you getting lucky enough to have a long enough run for that are extremely low. So it's not really worth aiming for. Damn it. I was really hoping I can blow up that ice thing. Or not that ice thing, that saw blade thing. Not the end of the world. Oh, there's health. Gimme. God, I don't have a single healing item. Except for the digging one. Speaking of, should probably just start digging. For health, yes! Wow, that actually works out quite well. Sort of. But, yeah, I think part of the other point was that was one of the PewDiePie... Oh, shoot, there's actually an item there. As far as, like, the PewDiePie Dark Souls thing, just before I, you know... Oh, right, I do actually have enough jumps for that. Beautiful. Is he wasn't actually keying it for the super young audience, because he recognized that it was such a mature game comparatively. So, I don't know, he wasn't, like, fully freaky outy. He was actually playing a game for once. I've heard Markiplier say kind of the same thing about, like, when Markiplier plays games, that it's mostly an act. That's always been something that's kind of, I'm not going to say bothers me, but on some base level, I don't think I'd ever be able to act particularly well. Every once in a while, I'll definitely realize that I'm, like, having an emotional reaction, and I'm like, alright, you know what? I could probably push this up, like, you know, 10-20% more and make it way more entertaining. Like, a lot of people... Oh, God. I'm probably going to get brutally murdered here. Or not. Okay, well, that works out for me. I should probably leave. I'd love to get that knife. McDonald's playtime again. That would be kind of fun. God, I'm advertising PewDiePie on my own channel. How does that even happen? But it's an interesting thing, and I've seen this on, like, Twitch as well, that, like, the Twitch subreddit, that people have been talking about, like, larger Twitch players being performers over, like, just people enjoying the game. I always found that to be kind of an interesting concept, because I always assumed people got into Let's Play because they loved games a lot. And I realized that that's not actually the case. I mean, take the Game Grumps. They like games, but for the most part, they're pure performance. First and foremost, holy shit, that did a lot of damage. Give me that health. But, like, one of the reasons why the Game Grumps are so loved is because they're not really even there for the game. They're there for the, like, banter between the two of them. And that's why they're good. But you would never, ever watch a Game Grumps Let's Play for their ability to play a game. I don't think I've ever seen them actually play a game well. I guess maybe you could say, Leisure Suit Larry. That's about the only Let's Play I've ever seen of them where it was actually good, and or the gameplay was good, and that's just because they knew what they were doing to begin with. But I can't hate on them for it either, because they're performing, and you know it. Like, it's not like you take, it's like if you took... Oh, wow. Okay. It's kind of like if you took Northernlion and told him to perform. I'm sure he'd be able to do it, but I think he'd do better in a situation where he's like... he feels natural about it. Same thing with me. Like, I don't know. Performing, I definitely can do it. It just doesn't feel as right. Because it's easier being me. This is a terrible time to realize that I need to pee. Things that I don't like doing while streaming. However, so, might as well just change gears here so I stop talking about other people. If you're not from the northeast part of the United States, you probably don't know we just got hit by a... Holy shit, this entire level just exploded while I was over here. I didn't even realize. Let's see if I can get over here. Like, honestly, can't even see what's going on, but I might as well blow everything up below me. Seems like the only thing I could do. Oh, hey, this is a locked floor. Didn't even realize. Oh, that's scary. But yeah, no, we got hammered by a blizzard last week, like last Tuesday. And then Monday, so what, yesterday? Freaking, we got hammered by another blizzard. Is today Tuesday or shit? I don't actually remember what day it is. And we get another one of these. Yes, this is going well. I'm actually really enjoying Thorax. Thanks for suggesting it. But so we got absolutely hammered with pretty bad weather, and like that's not a big deal. But the problem is like I dry out very easily because I don't breathe through my nose ever. Ow. Because I barely have a nose. Fuck, this sucks. I'm in. Yep, there we go. But so yeah, we got like 28 inches of snow where I live, and then a further 15 the following week. So, just to finish my story, I'm shorter than the snowbanks, and I'm not a short person. It was pretty ridiculous, and yeah, I think we're supposed to get another like 3-ish inches of snow, but that's not so bad. But it's still just one of those where it's like, I can't actually shovel my driveway effectively anymore because I simply can't toss the snow over it. Either way, yeah, no, I absolutely got sloppy there. But that's okay, the run went fairly well, and I enjoy playing as Thorax. The other problem is, we had no healing items there, save for the Mole's Orchid, which is kind of ridiculous. Usually I get at least, I guess I did have the Philosopher's Stone, but that doesn't heal that much. But either way, I will see you guys in the next episode of Cavern Kings, and as always, thanks for watching.